So what happened? So you started to do these things that created energy for yourself. And then how did that start to affect? So we talked about, okay, for a leader needs to be in their zone of resilience. They need to be in their kind of nervous system sweet spot in order to be an effective leader. That's a core Drucker idea, right? You can't manage other people unless you manage yourself first. And so then how did that start to affect how the act of leading and the process of leading?
Well, I think the first thing was, I had more energy, more positive energy, that when I engaged with other people, I was just so much more open, that just kind of drew in those really great conversations that make you think and make you feel good and make you want to pass it along. And so, like I said, because I was more open, I just started engaging more with my peers, with people that I would meet. It's amazing once you've learned, well, you know this, since this is what you do every day, but like once you've learned some of these tools, I swear people just come to you that need them, not because they know it, but like the universe must just work in a way that, you know, I can't tell you how many people I've sent your YouTube video to that are going through real loss and real pain. And I'll send it and say, like, you got to check this out. Like, this is real. And just kind of talking about things that could help people. And again, that gave me energy. And then I just started having these experiences where it was kind of, you know, one successful thing after another. The program that I had been working on, this large habitat conservation plan, started, you know, really coming into its fruition and making real progress. And then I guess, you know, my former general manager announced his retirement, and I just thought, like, why not me, you know? And I was in a really good place where I knew I could do it. I knew that I had the skills and the ability, and I was in the right mental place to be a leader of an organization. And like I said before, I really believe that my success is dependent upon me passing on these things that I have learned. And so what better avenue to do that than within an organization that was already high functioning, for sure. I'm surrounded by overachievers like myself. We're an interesting bunch, but I knew that I could pass on some of these organizational and personal ideas and skills and tools that would improve the lives of my colleagues and affect change, which is really what I feel like my mission is, to affect positive change.
So it's interesting, you know, I think about a leader I know whose kind of mantra is, I don't get stressed, I give it. And what you're advocating for is kind of the opposite.
Totally the opposite. Could not be more extremely the opposite. When you met me and I was such a mess. I wish people could see me back then, because you would never imagine who I was, but I was a disaster. And one of the reasons was I was burning the candle at both ends, and I didn't have a way to say, like, that's too much. I need to take a step back. So what I've tried to encourage in our staff is that you don't have to do it all in every single day. Like, you have to be able to, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So I found that when I became the boss, one of the very best things that is part of being the boss is that I am in control of my own schedule. I have the ability to say, like, I'm not going to be there till 9 o'clock because I have to drop off my kid at 8, and I might hit some traffic. And that alleviated so much stress, because now I'm not worrying about getting to an 8:30 meeting, or, you know, if I get stuck in traffic, or I'm speeding and I'm worried about getting a ticket. Like, none of those things really apply anymore. And I realized that that is a gift that I can give to my people. I can say, like, you don't have to speed on the way here to be here at a certain time that I'm watching the door to see if you walk in. that doesn't help anyone become more productive.
Mm.
So as a leader, if I'm worried about getting the job done and having everyone be as productive and as effective as possible, watching what time they walk in the door is not doing any good for that goal. So why would I do that?
What would you do instead?
I would say, you know what you need to do in order to effectively do your job. So just get it done. Figure it out. What I've told people is basically do your job and make it fit in a way that works with your life. I want you to have a healthy family. I want you to have a healthy personal being. I want you to do your job well so that we can meet our mission. However that works out, like, do that. So if you need to work from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m., great. If you need to drop your kid off at school and pick them up and do a little work in the evening, do that. If you need to take a mental health day, do that. Like, all of our staff, I wholeheartedly, in fact, I risk my own job on this assumption that they will get it done. I report to a board. The board can only fire me. So, basically I have enough faith in them that they will get it done, giving them this leeway that I'm willing to risk my own performance review and my own job on that because I believe that they will do it.
It's something about trust inherently.
Yeah, if I give them the freedom to make their job work within their life in a healthy, productive, effective way, they'll get it done.
And you talked about, we spoke a little earlier about the evolving nature of what leadership means, right? As we kind of stumble our way through the 21st century, and what you're kind of illustrating here is a great concrete example of moving away from a view of leadership as power and domination over others, like watching what time they're coming in, to empowering, collaborating, strengthening, ennobling your own staff, and then from there the stakeholders they engage with, so that there's a greater, you're creating resilience in the larger system so that people can perform in that level, right?
Yeah.